lecture crowd. My name is Marja-Ilona. I'm a computer science teacher from Finland. I did my PhD here in the Netherlands at TU Delft, hence that is the reason why I'm still here. This is my PhD. I wanted to do my PhD for the teachers. I wanted to do it for their professional development. My field was in science and technology education. So it was kind of the old style science, like mechanics, physics, chemistry, plus technology. So often children built something and they learned what is the strongest shape, and they had to explore designs around that concept. While doing my PhD, I learned about concept-context learning, so where you translate an abstract scientific concept into the language of children. However, this wasn't enough for me. As I said, I'm a computer science teacher, so I wanted to do programming. Instead of complaining about it, I started my own business together with another magnificent lady. And we have a company called SaKE13. We teach programming and technology to children 4 to 12. However, although we use programming, it's not about programming. So as Juk already said, for us, programming is just a tool. We use programming in order to reach higher level thinking skills. So our first step is to give technological literacy to all the kids. So it's about what is technology, why it works the way it works, how it works the way it works, and what you should know about it. But like my great professor from University of Helsinki, he said that we live in a society full of cars. How many of you know exactly how cars work? Give me a show of hands. So whatever would happen to your car, you would know how to fix it. Very good. Technological literacy is not about that. Not all of us need to know exactly how everything works. However, we should be able to make conscious decisions concerning about technology. So we should know if someone tells us you should have a camera in your bedroom and have a 24/7 live stream coming out of your bedroom. Do you want it or not? So you should be able to make decisions concerning technology. These technological inventions, they keep on changing. They are not constant. They're, like we have heard today, there's so many new things happening all the time that we have chosen to focus on concepts. These are the scientific concepts that do not change. So for example, today we do believe that Newton's second law is true. I will teach that as long as it's true. When someone proves it wrong, I will change my teaching. These concepts are a way to teach thinking skills. So we solve puzzles, we think logically, we create, we're innovative. These are the skills that we want to give to children. So it's not about the coding. Coding is great. I love coding. I'm not particularly an expert, but I like it. The thinking skills that you get through coding, those are the skills that we want to give the children. Because it's late and it's after dinner, I thought that instead of listening to my PhD thesis for another 15 minutes, I will show you what we actually do. These are 4 to 6-year-old kids. So what you see here is we first had we learned about design process. So they had to make robot heads based on specific requirements. So the robot heads had to have certain features in them, and they had to decipher how to do it. Then once they had their own design on, I gave them a code that the robots had to execute. So So in these white papers, they have step-by-step instructions, how this was around Christmas time, so how these Santa's helper robots had to deliver presents. So we don't learn only about design cycle, we also learn about commands, loops, automation, and how is it to execute something step by step. This is another lesson where we improve our robot heads. So as you can see, we have the robot heads ready on. We make microcontrollers for the robot heads. So we learn what are the main parts of a computer. There should be ROM, RAM, CPU, and such. And we integrate them into the robots. And we make microcontrollers with buttons that once they press them, the robot heads do something. Of course, this is all in their imagination. But they start slowly understanding that computers are not just black boxes. There are parts, each of them has individual tasks, but you need all of those parts in order to make a computer. This is then 7 to 9-year-olds, yes. So this is from a course where we start with breaking a laptop into parts. No, sorry. We first make it. So we see, again, what are the parts in a laptop, in a computer. Once we have learned those, bless you, we break a laptop into parts. And I like this especially because they really look for those parts. It's not just random hammering and breaking things apart. It's actually they're looking, where's the CPU, where's the CPU? So it is really meaningful assignment. And once we know how the hardware underneath the laptop is, we start coding again. Maybe I'm a very old-fashioned teacher, I don't know. I like paper and pen. It allows me to spend enough time with the children to learn the concept. Often these kids are magnificent in their technical skills. They're so fast in typing, they figure things out so fast that I cannot keep up with them. But when we use paper and pen, I can actually talk about the concepts. What do you really mean when you say this? What do you really try to do with this? Why do you choose this? So that's why we have a lot of paper and pen things. And then, of course, it's programming and technology. We have to include technology, no matter how much I love paper and pen. I also love Lego Mindstorms. So we design our robots, and then every lesson there is a programming assignment that the kids need to do. Event handling, for loop, variables, you name it. We program them, we test them, we design again, we reprogram, we debug until things work. Sometimes they don't work. Sometimes the kids have to leave to go home and their robot was a complete failure. This is also part of the deal. And these are the oldest kids that we have. These are 10 to 12-year-olds. And here we are learning what the finite state machine is. I will never ask them what is a finite state machine. It's not important. What it teaches you is the important thing. How you move between different stages, that you have just two ways to go. How to deal with uncertainty. At first they're very frightened because they don't know how this is going to end up. Also, making loops is terrifying. I was already there. I don't want to go back there. So this is really a mind shift for them as well. And this is what the bigger kids, then we quite fast move to the Lego Mindstorms. So this is how it normally looks in my class. We also work in teams, because I believe it's very important to learn how to work in teams, innovate in teams. Often the assignments that I have are such that you are not ready unless everyone in your team contributes, unless everyone in your team knows what you have done. So you cannot have just one master coder and the rest are there just hanging around. All of them, they need to be able to explain what happened. And then last but not least, the point of this is not to show that I wear different outfits. The point is that as long as I'm doing it, and that I'm the only one doing it, it's not enough. So New Tech Kids, we cannot scale up. We cannot reach all the kids because I'm the only one teaching. So what we are now trying to do is recruit teachers who want to teach programming the way we teach. My classroom is open. Whoever wants to come and observe me, please come and see me, because we only reach a fraction, and this is such an important thing. Like I said already, it's not the programming skills that we need to master, but it's the thinking, the understanding, the critical thinking, the approach to problems. And that's what New Tech Kids is all about. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions for Marja-Ilona?
Yes, Maria, you have your own company, so what is your business model? Who's paying you?
To scale up as fast as possible.
No, but who's paying you? That's
Sorry?
who is paying you?
At the moment, parents.
Parents, okay.
Any other questions except for the financials?
The parents do pay for it, but does it mean it doesn't happen during school time, or is it like integrated in the school program?
This is an after-school program.
Yeah.
Because in the Netherlands, it's rather difficult to get into schools. So as a small company, we have to start like that. And then hopefully we grow bigger, and then it's possible for us to get into schools. But that's what I mean, like we need teachers to do this. It's not